Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day, but the weather in Port Charles is currently forecasting massive thunderstorms with a 100% chance of high society humiliation. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get into the absolute madness that just went down. I am literally shaking right now. I just finished watching the latest episode and my jaw is still firmly on the floor. I mean, I am typing this up at 2 in the morning because I cannot sleep, I cannot focus on anything else, and I desperately need to vent to people who actually understand the absolute seismic shift that just happened at the Metro Court pool. I cannot believe they went there. Seriously, am I the only one who was screaming at their television screen tonight? We all knew the tension was brewing. We all knew that Serena Baldwin coming back to town to play Lucy Coe's little honeypot was going to cause waves, but I did not expect a full-on tsunami. And Jacinda Bracken? Oh my god, we need to talk about Jacinda right this second. Because let's be real for a second. I have been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen Michael Corinthos date a lot of women. I've seen him with the sweet, innocent types. I've seen him with the absolute psychopaths. Hello, Nell Benson. We still have PTSD from you. And I've seen him with Willow, which, let's face it, ended in a spectacular divorce that we are all still recovering from. But Jacinda is a completely different breed of woman. I know some people are loving this new edgy Michael, but personally, I think Jacinda is the one bringing it out of him, and I am entirely here for it. She is not a passive little wallflower who is going to sit by and let some legacy character's daughter swoop in and steal her man or his. No, Jacinda is a shark, and tonight, she smelled blood in the water. Let's back up a bit and set the stage, because the sheer audacity of Serena Baldwin needs to be addressed. Serena shows up, looking absolutely flawless in this seductive swimsuit, practically draped over Michael at the Metro Court pool. She thinks she has it all figured out. She thinks because she's a Baldwin, and because Lucy Coe gave her the ultimate playbook to seduce Michael and reclaim those Deception Cosmetics shares, that Michael is just going to roll over and hand them over. I mean, the absolute hubris. She really thought Michael, a Corinthos and a Quartermain, was going to be blinded by a pretty face in a swimsuit? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the absolute masterclass in espionage that Jacinda pulled off before we even got to the pool. Jacinda felt threatened. And honestly, who wouldn't? Serena is gorgeous. She has history in this town, and she was making her intentions incredibly obvious. But instead of crying about it, instead of throwing a pathetic little tantrum or giving Michael an ultimatum, Jacinda got to work. With the razor-sharp instincts of a woman who knows exactly how to protect what is hers, she went digging. She literally tossed Serena's belongings. Is it an invasion of privacy? Yes. Do we care? Absolutely not. Because in Port Charles, if you leave your bags unattended while you are trying to seduce a mob boss's son, you deserve whatever happens. So Jacinda goes snooping. And what does she find? The holy grail of blackmail. She finds these old, deeply telling photographs of Serena with Scott Baldwin and Lucy Coe. Now, for the newer fans, you might just think, okay, so she has pictures of her dad and her surrogate mom, big deal, but it is a massive. The history here is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Scott Baldwin has been a sworn enemy of the Corinthos family for decades. He has tried to lock Sonny up more times than I can count. The bad blood between the Baldwins and the Corinthos family is legendary. It is woven into the very fabric of this town. And Lucy Coe? She has been a thorn in the Quartermain's side since the dawn of time. Jacinda finds this undeniable photographic proof that Serena isn't just some random beautiful woman trying to make a business. She is a Baldwin. She is the enemy. And Jacinda knows exactly what this means. She doesn't just hold on to this information for a rainy day. She weaponizes it immediately. I mean, the sheer speed at which Jacinda operated here is terrifying and brilliant. She didn't hesitate. She grabbed those photos, she marched her way down to the Metro Court pool, and she prepared to drop a nuclear bomb on Serena's little honeypot scheme. Let's talk about the scene at the pool. Because the cinematography, the tension, the sheer cinematic drama of it all was off the charts. The Metro Court pool is always the epicenter of high society drama, but tonight it felt like a gladiator arena. You have Serena lounging there, laying it on thick, probably batting her eyelashes and thinking she is minutes away from getting Michael to sign over his deception. Michael is sitting there, and you can already tell he's a bit guarded because he already warned Serena about the huge hurdle she'd have to overcome, meaning Jacinda. But he didn't know the half of it. Enter Jacinda Bracken. The strut. The absolute power walk as she approached those lounge chairs. I was literally screaming at my screen, "Do it, Jacinda, end her!" She walked up to them, didn't even bother with the fake pleasantries, and just slammed those photographs down on the table right in front of Michael. The look on Serena's face was priceless. It was the exact moment she realized she had severely underestimated the woman she was messing with. Serena thought Jacinda was just a girlfriend. She didn't realize Jacinda was the ultimate gatekeeper. And then we get to Michael. Oh, Michael Corintho. We have dragged him for years for being too soft, for letting women walk all over him, for being easily manipulated. Remember when they tried this kind of manipulation with him back in the day? Yeah, didn't work then either, but he used to be so polite about it. Not tonight. Tonight, the Corinthos' temper finally snapped. When Michael looked down at those photos and saw Scott Baldwin's face, you could literally see the temperature in the scene drop to freezing. The realization hit him like a freight train. Serena wasn't just a corporate rival. She was a Baldwin. She was the offspring of the man who has tormented his father, his family, his entire legacy. And she was sitting there, trying to seduce him, trying to play him for a fool. Michael hates being played. He hates being treated like he is stupid. But being played by a Baldwin, that is the ultimate insult. That is a declaration of war. I can't even fully articulate the level of fury that radiated off Michael in that moment. He didn't just politely ask her to leave. He didn't just decline the business offer. He annihilated her. Right there. In the middle of the Metro Court pool, in front of the absolute elite of Port Charles. He stood up and he completely dressed her down. He exposed her entire honeypot scheme to everyone within earshot. You think you can play me? I mean, the dialogue was so punchy, so raw. He loudly, aggressively humiliated her, pointing out exactly who she was and what she was trying to do. He made sure that every single socialite, every business rival, every gossiping waiter at that pool knew exactly how pathetic and desperate Serena Baldwin's. He publicly shamed her for using her body to try and steal his shares, and he made sure the entire town knew that the Baldwins are nothing but manipulative. And Serena? She had absolutely nowhere to hide. You could see the sheer humiliation washing over her. Her entire plan was exposed, her family name was dragged through the mud, and she was standing there in a swimsuit looking like an absolute. She had to gather her things and do the ultimate walk of shame out of the Metro Court. It was brutal. It was harsh. And I loved every single second of it. I know some people are going to say Michael went too far, that he didn't need to humiliate her publicly. But honestly, she brought this on herself. When you try to seduce a Corinthos to steal from him, you don't get to cry when you get burned. And the fact that she was working with Lucy Co. just makes it so much worse. Lucy thought she had hit the jackpot with this plan, but she completely underestimated Michael's intelligence and Jacinda's absolute ruthlessness. But let's look at the bigger picture here, because this scene wasn't just about destroying Serena. It was about cementing the bond between Michael and Jacinda. After Serena scurried away like a frightened mouse, the dynamic between Michael and Jacinda was electric. He didn't look at her like she was crazy for snooping. He didn't scold her for going through Serena's thing. He looked at her with pure, unadulterated respect. Jacinda proved her loyalty to him. She proved that she is not just a pretty face on his arm. She is his partner, his protector, his absolute ride or die. She saw a threat to him, and she neutralized it with extreme prejudice. This is exactly the kind of woman a man like Michael needs. He needs someone who is willing to get down in the mud, who is willing to play dirty to protect their empire. Willow would have never done this. Willow would have cried and tried to have a moral conversation. Jacinda just went straight for the kill. This entire debacle has completely solidified Michael's trust in Jacinda. They are a united front now. They are a power couple. And honestly, they are terrifying. If they can dismantle Serena Baldwin this easily, imagine what they are going to do to the rest of their enemies. I mean, the Deception corporate war just got turned up to an 11. Lucy Co. is going to lose her mind when she finds out her secret weapon got publicly humiliated and run out of the Metro Court. And what does this mean for the Corinthos-Baldwin feud? It is officially reignited. The tensions were already there, bubbling under the surface, but Michael's public humiliation of Serena just poured a gallon of gasoline on the fire. Scott Baldwin is not going to take this lying down. When he hears that Sonny's boy publicly shamed his daughter, he is going to go ballistic. We are looking at a full-blown war, people. I am just sitting here, trying to process the absolute perfection of this episode. The pacing, the reveals, the acting. It was soap opera gold. Jacinda Bracken has officially cemented her status as a top-tier character in my book. She took a massive risk by snooping, but it paid off in the most spectacular way possible. She didn't just eliminate a romantic rival, she exposed a corporate spy and protected her man's legacy. So, what's next? Serena is going to have to do some serious damage control if she ever wants to show her face in high society. Lucy Coe is going to have to come up with a new plan to get those deception shares, because the honeypot angle is dead and buried. And Michael and Jacinda, they're going to be absolutely unstoppable. I am so ready for this ruthless, take-no-prisoners version of Michael. Wait, I have to add one more thing, because it's just hitting me. The irony of Serena wearing that seductive swimsuit, thinking it was her armor, only for Jacinda to use old family photos to completely strip her of her power. It's poetic. It's beautiful. It is exactly why I have been watching this show for years and will never, ever stop. The drama is just too good. Will Scott Baldwin retaliate for this epic humiliation? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep this drama going.